Good morning, everybody. You're probably watching this in the evening. So we've just had a planning meeting about a new project, and I thought it'd be a really good time just to show you round what needs to be done next. Now, we've got a lot of work to do over the next 5.5 months, and it's now coming close to the middle of January. It's very, very cold, but we've got 6 whole rooms to complete by then, because we have opened the entire chateau up for rent so that large families can come and rent the entire space themselves. So with that in mind, we've got a lot of work to do. So let's show you into the first space. Now, it's quite hard to explain how the planning of this is going, but we need to start all of the major dirty noisy work immediately, because we have guests arriving from April. So although the entire chateau is being rented from June, we are open to the public from April. So most of the dirty, nasty work needs to be done by then. I'm going to take you into the laundry room first, because this is the area we're going to start on. Now, you may remember this space when we was having a good clear out, and Carsten and Tobias came and did a really good clean up. I love this space. I would particularly like to turn this into an apartment, because I think some of the features in here are just mind-blowing, absolutely fabulous. With the top of the carve, we've got the ancient bread oven in the corner. I love it. However, with 4 apartments, we think that's the most that we can really cope with the 2 of us, me and Ted, doing changeovers, cleaning and having guests staying. So it makes sense that we turn this into a laundry cum storage room. So let's talk you through the plans of what's going to happen in here at the moment. Obviously, these plans tend to change quite rapidly. So over to my left here, where we've got the top of the carve. This I want to keep visible because I just think it's an amazing space. So we need to clear it up. The bread oven I would like to try to restore, or at least try to clean up. Again, it's an amazing feature that I think people want to look at. So over to the left here, I really want to keep it with all the original features so that people can come in here, and it's, although it will be a laundry room and it will be a room that's used for purpose, there will still be so many features for people to come and view in here and come and see. Now, the major problem we have is we need to dig down. The roof height isn't actually too bad, but once we've put a new floor in here to try and level the floor out and make it safe, it's going to come up even higher. And because of the threshold in the doorway, we need to lower the floor so that it doesn't get flooded, so that it comes back up to the height of the threshold. So that will be our first job, is digging down in here and relaying a new floor. Now in here, we're not going to put any concrete or anything because it's quite a damp room, and where our property goes on a slope, and this is the end of the property, the water all comes down, and it's quite a damp space. So we need to put materials in here that are going to absorb all that water. So we're going to put volcanic rock underneath in the bottom. Now, volcanic rock is used as an insulation. It's a very good insulation and a hard core. Then we're going to put a mortared floor, a lime sand floor on top of that. And then hopefully that will help to absorb any moisture that's coming up from the ground in here and make it a lot more drier. So that will be our first job, is digging down. We think that will probably take about 4 days to do that, because you have to remember, we can't access this area with any, with the trailer or anything like that, anything large. So it will have to be digging it out, putting it into a barrow and taking it out to the truck so we can then take it over onto the land. So that's going to take a lot of work. Moving on from here, where the washing machine and tumble dryer is at the moment, there will be a bank of 2 washing machines here. This is where all the water comes in to this room. So it makes sense to put the washing machines here. I'm going to render the entire space in here, all of these walls, all the way around until we get to here. And then these walls here are going to be mortared. They're going to be pointed because I want the stone showing. But from here, it's all rendering. So washing machines will go there. Where we have this space that goes underneath here, we do have windows all the way round. These windows need to be opened to allow light to come in here. But we have another idea for light as well, but that will become clear later on. When we get to this point here, we're actually going to partition this bit here. And then along here, there will be a worktop with tumble dryers underneath. That will allow people to bring their washing in here, use the washing machines, tumble dryers, but also have a lot of space where they can lay things out, they can fold things. So there's plenty of space in here. And we'll probably have some shelving above it. Where the washing machines are, there is also going to be a sink, because it's important that people can wash their clothes by hand if they need to, any delicates, but also important for us to have an outside space where we can wash our brushes when we're doing painting and things like that. At the moment, we don't have anywhere like that other than the summer kitchen. And in the winter, we turn all the water off over there because we don't want it to freeze. So that's this space. In here, obviously, this wall here is going to be partitioned off. So here we're going to have all our fridge freezers. At the moment they're in one of the other barns, but this storage area is going to be fridge freezers along here and lots of cupboard space all the way around, so that all the spare equipment for the kitchen can come in here and be put away. That will be great for me because it will mean I have a space for all of my excess plates, cups, cutlery, saucers, everything, which I have a lot of, and they'll be able to be kept clean, tidy and put away. So this space we're going to start on first. And the main reason for that is because we have some friends that are willing to come and give us a hand, and they are available at the moment. So it's working around them, which will be absolutely brilliant. See how cold it is. Anyway, that's this space. So this room needs to be done. Now we think this whole entire space should take us a month. I haven't spoken about the ceiling yet because we can't do anything with the ceiling until we finish apartment 4, because this is our only access of being able to get large materials up through the floor into apartment 4 because of the spiral staircase, obviously. So the ceiling will have to wait until after all that's done. So, but I think that's a lot of work for us to be getting on with. Anyway, I'm so excited to start a new project. Really, really excited. So 2 other rooms we have got to do down here. Let me take you outside. Is these. These are going to be 2 outside toilets. Now we already have the waste and plumbing in here that we did when we was putting all the water in. Thankfully, we looked ahead. So these, where these 2 doors are here, they enter into a space that is a very good space just to have a toilet and a wash basin. So we're going to have 2 outside toilets. That will be for in the future. If I just go further down, behind us here, the walled garden will eventually become an area that will have a swimming pool, and it'll be a relaxation area for our guests. That's obviously down the line, and we're not doing that yet, but we have to think ahead. These 2 outside toilets will be so good for guests, so they don't have to go all the way into their apartment or into the salon to be able to go to the toilet. They can just come up to the outside toilets. 2 more rooms. So upstairs, we've got another 3 rooms left that need to be done. And although we've just had a planning meeting, if any of you can come up with some advice while we're going along, it'd be much appreciated. Because although we have an idea of what we could do with this room, at this time, we could change those plans. If you come up with anything better, let's take a look. Now, this is the doorway that goes into the rooms that haven't yet been renovated or touched. To my right, we've got apartment 2 and 3, and obviously apartment 1 is on the ground floor. Let's go through and take a look. Now, it is very dark in here. I've got some spotlights about, but please forgive the footage if it's quite dark. We don't have any lighting up here at the moment, so our first point of call will be putting some strip lights up just so that we can work in this area. However, this area is a hallway, and this is where you access apartment 4 from, but we would like this area to be obviously boxing in all of electricity cables, because we have one of our junction boxes here, but a big bank along here of cupboards that will house all of the linen and any of the fabrics. So linen, napkins, all that sort of thing will be in here for people. If they're coming to stay for a week, towels, they can come in and they can replace their own towels. If they need a new towel, if they need new linen, they can come in and use all of this. And it will be all ironed and put away nicely in here. At the moment, we have them in plastic boxes, which isn't very good. And then in the corner over here, we would like to have a nice chair, cosy chair, for people to come and just sit and relax if they're waiting for their other family members to go down for dinner. Then here behind you, I would like to have a little bookshelf with lots of different books from different nationalities, so that you can come and you can exchange books. But I would also like some of our very ancient books to be put on this bookshelf so people could come and see them. We have some beautiful collections that I would like out on display, and people can come and take a look at them. This actual room we don't think will take too much time, because we're not really going to change it very much. The flooring is absolutely perfect. We won't be changing that other than cleaning it up. The walls are fine. We will be giving them a lick of paint. The windows will obviously need to be just worked on and painted, reglazed. But other than that, it's mostly about the woodwork with Ted. Now, I have come up with an idea that instead of him making this big expanse of cupboard space, that we go to the Brocants and see if we can find some of their big armoires. They're big pieces of furniture that nobody wants and you can pick up really cheaply. And it would be really nice just to reuse something that doesn't have a purpose for anybody else anymore, but we could use in here. So yeah, this room, I don't think will take very long. Probably 2 weeks. I haven't told Ted that yet. Let's go through to what will be apartment 4. Now, like I said, it is very dark. Forgive me for the footage, but it's quite good, I think, for you guys to see it in the state it's in now and then see it evolve right from the very beginning. Now, we have actually done quite a bit of work in here. It may not look like it, but when we first came and we was doing all the clearing out, this room had about, I think, it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was 7 rooms were in this space when we first came. So we've actually knocked down an awful lot of walls in the time that we was here. And at the moment, the plans are that we will have a bedroom that side. And I want this space to be quite opulent. I want it to be very grand. We've learnt a lot along the way. And I think as the rooms go along, they've got better and better. But in here, I would like a big 4-poster bed. We will then have a bathroom here coming out, which will separate the 2 rooms. The entrance will be at the end here. There will be an archway or some form of access here into this room, which will then be a salon area, but it will have day beds in it. So theoretically, 4 people can stay in this apartment. Now, this apartment won't have a full kitchen in it. It will only be a kitchenette. This will be bed and breakfast, because now that we're actually offering evening meals down in the restaurant every night of the week, they don't have to cook for themselves. So this room will only have a small kitchenette and will mainly be a salon area in here. Now, challenges we've got. Flooring is one thing. Levelling out the floor, especially in the bedroom area. Now, when we uncover it all and come to that part, you'll see what I mean and you'll remember back to this. But that is one space that is going to give us a lot of challenges. Obviously, like I said before, getting the materials up here. But really, it's all about the planning. Where are we going to put everything? The bathroom. Where's the day bed's going to go? Now, an area I had in mind is here by the side of the fireplace. I would like to make a big feature of the fireplace. And then next to it, I think it would be really good to be able to incorporate what I'm going to do with the fireplace into a daybed. Now, one thing we need to be careful of is making sure that whatever we plan allows the 3 windows in here to bring in as much light as possible. Now, it's very dark at the moment because one of the main windows over here is covered in ivy. And it's also getting quite late in the day. Now, as you see, the ceiling in here is going to take quite a lot of work. It's been covered up in the past, painted. They need cleaning up thoroughly, along with the big beam. Now, the challenge we have in this side, where the big 4-poster double bed's going to go, is ensuring that this window stays open. It's a big space, so ideally, if that window wasn't there, we would have put the bathroom wall here where this beam finishes. But we have to keep that window bringing in as much light as possible. So it means that the wall has got to go on the other side, which makes this a very large, beautiful bedroom. And that's what I want, is that when people open that door to apartment 4, they open it up and they go, wow, look at this. So that's all the spaces. We have the laundry room, the 2 outside toilets, the hallway, the bedroom in here and the salon, all to be finished by the 1st of June, 5.5 months away. The question is, will we do it? Now, I don't think there's any question about mine and Ted's determination and our work ethics. Our worry is the weather. It is so cold at the moment, and we have had so much rain here in France. That will scupper our plans a lot depending on the weather. And also our bodies. Every day we worry about the fact that will our bodies be able to withstand the sort of work that we're doing. We're not spring chickens anymore. As one of you pointed out, thank you very much, Andrea. But we're not, you're very right. And we do need to think about that going forward. We're only 4 years into our 10-year plan. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. We need to be very careful. But fingers crossed. Well, actually, it's not fingers crossed. We have to get this finished by June because we actually have a booking of our first family arriving in June. So there is no question about it. It must be finished. So next week, we start the work. Come back every Thursday to see the progress on all of these rooms. Take care, everyone. See you soon.